Hellraisers are going to be the next teams who will be facing each other off, and it's Cobblestone. Do you like Cobblestone?
Yeah, I love Cobblestone.
I love Cobblestone. It's a scenic map. There's a castle. I like castles.
Where do you think it is? Does it actually say?
It doesn't matter.
Or does it?
It might matter. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think it really matters.
I want to say it's in
But
Germany.
I just appreciate it's a castle. Why do you have to know more than that? Why do you have to go
because
dig
knowledge
deeper?
is power. G.I. Joe said that.
Whoa. I never watched G.I. Joe. Now I realize that I missed something in my childhood.
Yeah.
What else? What other gems does G.I. Joe have for us?
Other G.I. Joe gems. No, I'm going to save them for later, just in case I need them, so I have something to fall back on.
I thought you were going to throw in another Biggie line there.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, whoa.
I might be
G.I. Jones inspired Biggie Smalls as well.
Probably
this goes deeper than I thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
Illuminati.
So, this is going to be quite an interesting one because Hellraisers, for me, are a team that they can definitely beat Fnatic on this map with their new lineup. Could be good.
Yeah, you mentioned that actually when we just came here to the office earlier today.
Oh, yes.
Before we went out to eat, you were just, this is the match I want to see because it's Cobble, it's Hellraisers, and you had big hopes. That said, Hellraisers are playing with the stand-in today. Is that going to affect?
That said, the stand-in.
Yeah.
It's Schneider.
Schneider, yeah.
Schneider. So, and he's pretty good at the game. He's Swedish, therefore he is god tier at Counter-Strike. Because
That's true.
That's how it works, right? Right?
Yeah, you're born in Sweden. You automatically reach global elite on purchase of the game. Well, actually, you don't actually have to purchase CS. It's just given to you.
Yeah.
And you're
bestowed upon you by the government.
Yeah,
basically.
exactly. And then
and
you're
that's
knighted by the king, and you become a global elite. And a couple of weeks later, you become a pro player.
My dream is to become the king of Sweden.
King of Sweden. What's wrong with Norway?
Well, it's a bit too expensive there.
Well, if you're king, actually, our king has no.
I don't have the swagger
actual
for that.
Power.
I don't have the swagger for that.
Well, if you're king, you probably make a pretty good.
Does the king have power in Sweden? I don't think so. I think he's just a swag lord. That's more or less.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm content with that. I don't need power.
Yeah, we don't have. I don't think.
That.
Yeah, kings in Scandinavia pretty useless, but they, they're nice. Nice to have. You can take a picture with them, that kind of thing. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know about this anymore. you're turning me off with this idea.
Yeah.
All right.
Just be like a living doll. Just thumbs up all day.
No.
Take a picture.
This sounds horrible. Okay. This sounds horrible. I'll have to reassess my hopes, dreams, and aspirations. I'll ponder that in the break.
How about King of England or King of the UK?
No.
You don't want to.
I'm gonna try to get out of this place as soon as possible. So
abandon your nation. Okay, that's the kind of guy you are. Okay.
Yeah, of course. I have no affiliation here. I never played with English people.
Well, because for Four Kings.
That's true, and Dignitas.
Yeah.
And Reason Gaming at one point.
Yeah. So
all
actually,
the big UK teams.
You're just tied down.
And I captained a lot of the nations teams for a few years.
How can you say you don't have any sort of?
It's formality, isn't it? It's obligation.
Obligation to be the captain.
Never asked for this. Never asked for this.
Well, you did it for clan base. You had to send in applications for that, didn't you?
Or is it but I had to stop other people who were not qualified from doing it. I can't let that happen, can I?
So you did your nation a service. And you're claiming that you don't love your country.
well, I love Quake. At the time, that's what I was playing. So
true.
Get to play more
fair
Quake.
enough. But back to the game.
I feel like you're trying to make me say something that I'm going to regret. So yeah, back to the game. That's a smart choice. Yeah. We'll probably be jumping into the game very shortly. So, what is your overall opinion of Fnatic's ability to take the Cobblestone against Hellraisers? Because Hellraisers is obviously the underdog.
Yeah.
They're playing with the stand-in. They're playing with. I mean, I would still say that the Oscar Stico dynamic is still something that's still fresh.
Yeah.
But it's been going well for them so far.
It's been pretty good. They've even managed to climb through the rankings quite a bit in the FACEIT League after the changes have been made. And already we're into the piss round. Like you said, Fnatic being the big favorite though, especially with a stand-in on the side of Hellraisers. Okay, well apparently we're not live after all.
Not live. Psych.
We're just getting rused by everyone. But Hellraisers not playing with simple. It's one thing to just not being able to play with your full lineup. It's another thing to lose potentially your best player.
Hey, well, Oscar's been the best player lately.
Yeah, and I would agree with that. But I guess general perception of that Hellraisers team.
Maybe I think it raises the morale of the team when Simple's not playing. It's kind of one of those things, right? No?
No, I'm not even going to touch that topic.
Dude, I'll go in there for days.
Okay.
I'm in there for days.
Going hard in the paint?
I wish we could go into more detail, but because I can actually not sound like a a dick and actually explain that. But we're going to move forwards. So Hellraisers.
4-man stack for Fnatic on the B bomb site. Just right out of the gate. They're actually going to boost aggressively up in to B. So this is going to get a ton of information. The question is if it's going to be too late, because Hellraisers are already executing towards A.
Not like this. Not like this. Hellraisers getting a free entry into the A bomb side. It is going to be harder to retake in some senses because all the nades have gone down. Free bomb plant, and you can see that the CTs are locked out of position. They can't get through the choke points. There are really solid choke points to be abused here by Hellraisers, and that's exactly what they're doing. Not a single Fnatic player has really made more than a few feet into the bomb site at this point. I don't know why I'm using feet instead of meters. Let's go back to meters.
Yeah.
It's a real system.
Get on that metric system.
Yeah, the metric system for the win.
But, well, metric system or not, it's not going to help Fnatic. They go down in a blaze of glory. And that was more Fnatic going for a gamble with the 4-man stack on B. Hellraisers going for a quick push on A. You know, the recipe doesn't really match too well for success in Fnatic's case that time. So it all depends really or not if the sole player playing on A for Fnatic is going to be able to either spot it out early or get an insane amount of picks. And they weren't able to do any of that.
And now it's Hellraisers. Angel, I've always loved Angel's play because he's always been going with Biggie mode with the Mac 10. He's always been doing that. Always been
the innovator
in there with the Biggie Smalls style of play, which is what we like to see. And that said, Fnatic will be able to take down a single player so far. Critical damage done to Oscar as well. So Hellraisers need to be cautious not to lose too many players. And the stack is on this side. Nice find by Stiko there onto Karims. And the bomb should be planted. And there it is. The plant will come in for Hellraisers' side. And they're yet to lose any more players. However, Snyder and Oscar are very low. JW is lurking with his Mag 7. And he's looking just to make the dollar bills.
If he's able to actually get a couple of extra frags here, that'd be amazing for him. But it seems like Hellraisers are evacuating from the site pretty early. So he might have actually, I guess, overstayed his welcome in a different sense by the fact that he's staying too long, so he's actually not going to find anyone.
So it turned out to be quite a good anti-eco from Hellraisers. Yeah. Usually I'm not a massive fan of the A side anti-ecos because you have to use a lot of grenades because there are so many angles and corners for the CTs to stack, and they can push, and a lot of teams do like to do that on this kind of round on the CT side. And I feel like B is just generally easier to control the variables, but they made it work with only losing a single player, so you can't argue too much with the result in the end.
I think it's okay if you're willing to make that investment of buying Molotovs, maybe going SMGs, heavy on SMGs and getting nades instead to clear out every kind of angle and push as a unit, really. Just go as a big group of 4 people, maybe 5 even, and work with that, because people are going to expect the B push, I think, and a lot of anti-ecos. So you might run into a sack. You're rarely going to see multiple people stacking AFs, for instance.
Well, here we go. The anti-ecos coming in. Noscar's really going in there, doing a lot of damage.
Ooh, trying to knife Flusha there. Not going to get it in the end. 14 HP on Flusha.
Oscar is going to regulate with that Mac 10.
In the words of Warren G.
Yeah, in the words of Warren G.
We're expanding here.
It's time to regulate.
Yeah. Well,
it was a clear Black Knight. I had to stop this now.
Yeah, if we're expanding to any sort of rap
artist,
then we can go for quite some
Biggie
time.
Smalls. Sorry, Biggie. Rest in peace. 3-0, and the buy does come in for Fnatic now.
Yeah, no ops, so we're going to see a 2-3 setup from Fnatic's end. I wouldn't be too surprised if we saw them leaving someone alone towards that A-bomb site eventually, if they get an op up there, but as of right now, with limited nades and no ops, no snipers to work with, this is fairly reasonable of them. I like the fact that they are taking somewhat aggressive stances, at least in AAPs.
And Hellraisers is kind of playing the pick towards the A side of the map at the moment. And that is I think this is a great place to really test, first of all, to see how the setups for the CTs are holding out. Because this is a really hard dynamic from a tactical perspective as well as a team play coordination perspective for the CTs. So if you can find a hole there straight away at the start of the match, that's fantastic. And Hellraisers are looking for that. Now Flush in with a quick pop flash. Will it be good? There's actually no peek there from Flusher, I don't think. So I don't think that the CTs really know a huge amount about what's going on right now.
Yeah. And in the meantime, Olaf must have just been tagged down to 13 HP as well. So, rough times ahead. He actually runs into the Molotov. Big mistake from Olafmeister, but Flusha is going to respond on his own with 2 frags. So this is going to delay Hellraisers enough for Fnatic to get a rotation in, and all of a sudden this A side is really hard to do anything with.
Indeed. 3 versus 2. Fnatic will be in. JW finding a fantastic angle, actually, catching Angel off guard. Noska will be eliminated as well, so the round will be won by Fnatic. Very important for them to win that first buy round. And JW's going to pick up the AWP as well. And this is going to be an interesting situation because Hellraisers, of course, still get another buy. So Fnatic, it's not enough that they win that round. They've got to stabilize here, and they have 2 Mag 7s to do that. So it really looks rather grim for them in this situation. Unless they can win this round, they will be reset, and that is basically can be the beginning of the end.
Yeah, that's what happened versus Envy. They got off to a bad start, and after there was no coming back. Their economy was just in tatters the entire time. So they're gonna have to. And they've been playing so heavily on Mag 7s on pretty much every map we've seen them. They did it on Inferno. They did it on Train. Doing it on Cobble now. I guess it's if you're playing drop room, it's very understandable to do that on Cobble. We've seen P90s also being used for that that position. So I guess it's understandable in that sense, but you know, it's unusual to see them go that heavy on the shotguns.
Oh, I don't know that they know about Crims. They don't know about Crims. But Schneider is going to be able to check for that, being very diligent indeed, and he'll get the kill onto Crims regardless. And Angel as well will find Olafmeister playing for the information. So Fnatic might very well get reset on the economy straight away. There's not even a single response in the way of a frag. It's just Flusher who's going to find himself the AWP. That's 2 AWPs right now, and they're probably thinking about trying to find a way to save them, to be honest, in this kind of a spot. But that said, they're both split up towards either bomb site. So these AWPs could actually do some damage still. JW could go massive here as the B bomb site attack comes in. The onslaught is initiated by the Hellraisers side. He only gets a tag. That is devastating. 1 HP on Stiko.
Yeah, that was a sick shot from Stiko as well.
Indeed, and Flusher, he's got to survive, man. He's in the wilderness, and the wolves, they're hungry.
And they are somewhat aware of where he was right before Schneider rotated over towards B. And now they get confirmation. So I wouldn't be too surprised if we see, yeah, you can already see 2 people hunting for him. Stiko with 1 HP. Obviously, Flusher can't know that in that situation. Would have been more beneficial to sit with a pistol, but they managed to clean out all of Fnatic, and they're back to ecoing. So, bit of a flashback to that Envy game we saw on Train.
Yep.
Fnatic getting off to a pretty rough start.
Is your first bullet accurate every time, or is it?
There's a slight inaccuracy.
Man, if it was a Dragunov, there would be no messing around. Full accuracy all the time.
Doesn't matter what you do. Okay. Yeah, Angel going back to that Mag 10, knowing that they're up against an eco. He does this so consistently as well. Like every time he knows that there's money to be made, he goes over to that Mag 10.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh well. JW getting naded down. Hellraisers just taking this really slowly, and that's the smart way of doing it. I was actually really, happy to see the way they played it, even in that 2v5 situation they had in the previous round with JW and Flush alive. The fact that they just waited for each other to go together, even though they had to make a big rotation over towards
Stiko just got decapitated there at range with the USP. You don't see that every day. James Bond gun. Even though it's not the James Bond gun, it looks like it, and it's silenced.
It has a silencer.
That's good enough for me.
Yeah.
Good enough for me. And we do get the push now. Hellraisers realize it's time to stop the shenanigans, to stop the ruts, to push into the bomb sites and close the round.
Still have a couple of nades, a Molotov and an HE as well. Clear out close spots. Angel's already made his way down into drop room, and well, things are going out of control for Fnatic right now. And Flusha, last man alive for about half a second before Angel finds him as well. And that's 3 frags with that Mag 10 for Angel. So
gangster.
A lot of money saved up, and I'm hoping that he's actually going to swap it out for an AK, because surely he knows that Fnatic are buying up now. And there we go.
God, this is awkward, isn't it? It's rather awkward. It's an uncomfortable place for Fnatic.
Yeah, Famas not that many nades to work with, no Molotovs, and a Mag 7 again on JW. It's just like JW has been playing Mag 7 only for the better part of this week.
It does appear to be the case, and he is a bit of the bank of the team, but he has been having some poor performances. He's less in the action because of it in some spots as well, which is, well, we'll have to see how that will play out in the Cobblestone here. This is obviously a very good spot for the Mag 7.
Yeah.
And well, we have the slow push coming from Hellraisers, just trying to bait out the grenades. They're not committed in any sense to this push. They're just trying to apply pressure right now towards B and force the use of resources from Fnatic, because they know they're already low on grenades and utility, and by applying pressure, they can get rid of all of that utility, and then they can essentially, when the opportunity avails itself, go for the push towards B or towards A, and there is no nades for the counter-terrorists to defend with, no flashes, no smokes. And they'll just have to win the Angels with worse weapons. It's a good approach here from Hellraisers. It sounds strategically, but are they going to get the frags? So far, it looks like the answer is no. And they're making their way towards A.
They've been going heavily towards A, actually. Normally, you just see teams pummeling that B bomb site over and over again, but...
It's Flusher, though. Flusher could stop this. He has the power. But the power of Grey Skull. We're going to get 2 frags there from Flusher as he powers up. And Hellraisers need to get it done now with Kucha and Oscar making their way from A long. Great shots in from Oscar. However, he is incredibly low and now the last standing member of his side. And Fnatic's JW with a long-range mag will get the kill there. 5-2. And 3 players surviving for Fnatic. Yeah. Is pretty nice.
Even picking up an op on Flusha. It's probably going to go to JW or Olaf Meister. It's going to end up on JW. So Crims is actually going to be the new owner of this brand spanking new Mag 7. I'm assuming he's going to be playing around that drop room area. And, well, Fnatic have a golden opportunity to get back into this. Them winning a low econ round like that is going to do wonders for their economy. And if they can pick this one up as well, Hellraisers are potentially looking at an eco round, unless they get the bomb plant down.
Absolutely. It's definitely a tentative approach that Fnatic are applying at this kind of a position. They don't want the same situation to happen again, getting reset immediately. Now, this slow push from Hellraisers is looking for the pick towards A long. Will they get it? Though Flusher is there. He's going to get tagged up a little bit. He's going to back away. He's going to spot the presence. But it's too early to tell what Hellraisers are really doing. So we can see that Fnatic aren't rotating right now because they just saw a couple players. That's it. They can't read too much into it. No panic button can be pressed at the moment. They're not shooting off all the flares just yet. But I think that situation is about to arise here because Hellraisers are looking for that execute. Oh, that pop flash could be perfect. And Meister only gets a single frag. Steeko will get the return almost immediately. The execute will come in regardless. Fnatic now push to a defense. They are actually managing to make their way largely into position here with 3 players. But they are still keeping JW with that AWP towards the B bomb site, just in case this is a bit of a fake, I suppose. Because he's still stuck there and all the Ts are moving into this bomb site. This is not a good look here for Fnatic, as Crims will find himself a quick kill with the Mag 7, but generally speaking, Hellraisers should be able to get onto this site. There is a player at the back though, could cause some issues. It is Flusher, and he will in fact take down Kucha. Crims in the distraction, picks up a frag with the mag. Now it's the 1-on-1, Flusher against Angel. Over the top he goes, and finds Flusher. There's nothing he can do. Well played to Angel. I can't believe Flusher survived for so long as well.
Oh yeah, no, he stayed alive forever, and there was only 2 seconds left of the round at that point when Angel got the frag. So very heads-up play by Angel as well. Instead of running around and giving Flusher the opportunity to get away, jumping up on the roof instantly to hunt him down. And well, this kind of messes Fnatic up pretty bad.
Exactly, that's the worst thing that could possibly have happened. They get reset again. It's the second time this is happening. It's just, this is the worst case scenario.
It really is. The only reason they're able to get a couple of colts is because they saved 2 weapons after winning the low econ buy.
Oh yeah.
That's the only reason. And I'm actually surprised by how slow and how methodical Hellraisers are playing this. Because they are playing with the stand-in, they're not going to be able to run the same things with the same precision as they would with Simple. But they're doing a great job of just eking every last potential thing out of the round from now on the round on the T side. They're doing a great job of this. And they're not getting stressed.
Okay, JW, can he deliver something for the team with that Mag 7? Finally, there's the first frag. There is a good level of distraction on these players of Hellraisers. There's another one. JW is going to town with that Mag 7. Just eating up all those players and making the monies. It's going to be Angel, though, to get the return, but we will have Fnatic winning that round. Very important victory there as well. And I wanted to make a Mallrats reference again. Have you seen that film? Mallrats, have you seen that film?
No.
By Kevin Smith, you know Kevin Smith?
Yeah, I know Kevin Smith, but I haven't seen the movie.
So the reference was lost on you that I made earlier. I'm sad now. I'm sure somebody got it.
Oh. In any case.
So sad.
Yeah.
So So sad. Okay, well, it's
killed the night right there.
It could just, yeah, that's like when you get in a conversation with a guy and it's like, so what about this movie? I haven't seen it. Oh. It's like, well, I've just killed the conversation. Fantastic.
Hit the emergency brake.
Yeah, that's the worst ever. That's why you should never lead with like, have you seen this?
Yeah, it's like, nope.
No.
Okay then.
It's like you better have a backup there.
Yeah.
You better have a backup to go and continue the conversation with.
Speaking of backup, Olaf had plenty of backup, so pretty easy cleanup for Fnatic there. Obviously, Hellraisers is being sent to an eco, with them being reset themselves. So Fnatic actually having a actually pretty okay economy at this point, given how they've been looking previously.
JW, what are you doing? All right, he's being JW. He thought he had a mag, I think, in that situation. But yeah, that could have been really strong, of course, if he hits the shot. But that is the level of margin of error that JW wants to play with. He gets himself in that action, and this time it's going to really hurt Fnatic massively. As Schneider's in the bomb site now, taking a lot of damage onto Fnatic. Putting a lot of damage onto Fnatic. Pronax lurking behind the smoke. You can see that the Hellraisers are aware that somebody could be lurking there. And Pronax in this position could be the only way for Fnatic to salvage this position. The pop flash is going to be good, but not on Oscar, who's up on the plateau. Oh, he finds that pixel onto Flusher. And that's going to be that for Fnatic. And once again, they win a round, they lose a round.
Yeah, no, this is just a bit of a mess, really. None of the teams seem to be able to stabilize properly and build up any sort of an economy. Again, we're seeing a Mag 7 coming out on JW. They're gonna get a buy, I guess. That's the best thing you can say about Fnatic's status right now.
Just want to say, by the way, our value bets of the night were GT Titan on GT and GT1.
Yeah.
And they were on Hellraisers of this match.
Yeah.
We're good at this.
We're amazing.
We're pretty awesome at this.
But that said, I think the stronger part of Fnatic's Cobble game is their T side.
Absolutely, yeah.
So Hellraisers is not out of the woods by any means.
I mean, Fnatic get 5 rounds, it should be fine.
Yeah.
It should be fine.
It's just
the way in which they've lost.
Yeah, the way they're losing rounds, and it doesn't feel that impressive. It's kind of like what we felt during the train game, where we're like, well, they're not playing too well, but they got 5 rounds
but
on
they're still
side.
Getting rounds somehow. Yeah, they have like worst case scenarios, but they're still getting rounds. And Flush is able to get some great information, but Schneider in with just phenomenal entry fragging capabilities here, moving his team up CT mids and up. He will hop over the plant pots, over the ledge. He'll pick up another entry, why not? 2 mags left in the hands of Fnatic, JW and Olafmeister. And this is not an optimal range, but they're going to get a Oscar, and he is a mag sandwich.
Oh, nice.
Mag sandwich right there. Kucha up top there will spot the players. And there's no way you can deal this situation. Great stuff there from Schneider. What a round. And of course, he gets the 4K.
Kill.
Yeah.
That second kill.
He's replacing Simple as well. And Schneider, of course, he's one of those guys that, you know, it reminds me a little bit of Pitt in that way. Like, he can sub for any team, and he's going to be able to deliver, like, insane stuff. Like Twist, for example, as well. I can put Schneider on Twist here sometimes.
Yeah, because the biggest strength that Schneider has isn't necessarily that he's the brain behind the team who's going to solve the puzzle of an opponent's setup. He's going to be the crazy guy with the insane aim, and you just saw that. He's able to do that. Doesn't really matter if he understands what Angel, Kucher, and all the other guys are talking in whatever language they might be speaking in at this point. I'm not even sure if it's, what it is, but it doesn't really matter for him. He just has to focus on himself, and he'll do his part.
He'll do good things. Yeah, it's like, go here, frag these guys.
Gotcha.
Yes, boss. I got it. I gotcha.
Yeah. Well, pretty easy round for Hellraisers, just cleaning up that anti-eco. And finally, we're actually going to see a proper buy. Please, JW, buy something else than a Mag 7? Please? Okay, no. Guess not. Well, he's going to get nades at least.
Do you think his teammates would get like annoyed with that, or?
No, I think you can't get annoyed. If you know you're playing with JW, you have to take the good with the bad.
Right, okay.
So sometimes he's going to be amazing. He's going to get a game where he has 30 kills only using a Mag 7 and running aggressively, doing all that kind of weird stuff. And you're super happy about that. But you have to accept that it's not risk-free.
Smoke there.
Schneider again opening up a bomb site.
Yeah, he's doing mad work for his team as Fnatic look to be in a good situation though.
Yeah.
As I mean, they weren't able to do much more from there. There's a good stop from all the members of Fnatic on that B bomb site, and the bomb is making its way back towards the A bomb site, looking for a save. Oscar and Kucha left alive, so Oscar needs to deliver an entry, and it's really hard on the A bomb site because we can see that Olofmeister is super close here, and I think he must have heard something. That's a perfect timing for the pop flash. It's just too easy for Olofmeister. Now it's Oscar against the world, the new addition, the FPL, the star of FPL, it would seem.
Yeah.
And there's no, I don't think this is possible remotely.
If there's a person you'd like in this situation, it would have been, you know, for Hellraisers, it either would have been Simple or Oscar. So I guess you've got that going for you at this point, but Olofmeister is going to make quick work of him. But still, 9 rounds so far for Hellraisers. They're going to get a pretty good buy for the last round as well.
It's that thing, isn't it?
It's doable.
When you're a really good team, even when you look like you're at your worst or something, you're still able to like win a lot of rounds.
Yeah, that's the sign of extreme strength.
Yeah, definitely. It's the strength behind the weakness, the perceived weakness. I think that makes sense, right?
yeah. I get what you're saying, and the tempo is definitely being turned up by Hellraisers here. Again, Schneider opening things up for Hellraisers. Pronix going down in drop room, and well, this is going to be a really tough retake for Fnatic. All of the bomb site is completely lost. They do have Olofmeister flanking fairly quickly here, though.
Yeah, last round of the first half here.
JW.
It'd be nice for Fnatic to finish on a win here. Good nade from JW. That will finish off Oscar as JW makes his way around. Turns the corner, finds a nice flick onto Angel. There's one more player left in the chicken hut. It is Stiko. And he's looking for that first frag. JW will fall. And there goes the flash over the top. Great flash, actually. And, I can't quite find the frag. The flames will do it. Well, Stiko will be barbecued by Flusher. 10-5, so that is pretty respectable. That's a fine kind of a scoreline for your CT side. You get 5 rounds posted. As you mentioned, Fnatic are strong on the T side. But we said that about Liquid last night, and we were kind of shocked at how much they ended up struggling, actually, in the end. So hopefully Fnatic, they can pull things together and show their T side that we know that they can bring to the table.
Yeah, I'm going to be interested to see how they play it. I'm assuming they're just going to go with the basics of what they know. So, and especially coming up with a major, you don't want to bust out anything new that you've potentially planned in a game like this. You're just going to rely on your default stuff to be strong enough. Well, so far, 3 people hanging out by A-apps. I'm assuming this is just going to be an attempted B fake from Fnatic. And, well, we have Olofmeister, no surprise, being the sole guy towards B right now. And this is what we talked about when we spoke about Fnatic previously, the fact that even if you only see Olofmeister around that area, you can't actually assume that he's going to be the only one. Because he can have 3 guys right around the corner just waiting to follow up on whatever he's able to open up on that B-bomb site.
And here we go, the creep from Olofmeister. You'll see it up on the B plateau has essentially got his name.
Angel's in a really good position here, though. Oh. Oh, yeah, actually picks up Angel as well, but Schneider's quick to return. This is going to prompt the execution on that A-bomb site from Fnatic. And, well, all of Hellraisers pretty much out of position now. With those 2 players going down.
This is very hard to get out these choke points. You need to kind of get the frags, and Stiko's going to get the first one. That's going to open up some space. Of course, this duel against Crims, once Crims peeks back out, he could get out there, but Hellraisers seem content at taking the duels. But you can see Schneider, for Schneider to be useful here, they need to get out the choke point. They're finally going to get their way out of there, looking for the frag. Schneider will pick up another one onto Crims. 2 versus 2. Time is really ticking away at this point. Flush is in with a burst. Oh my goodness, Schneider picks up 4 kills. And Kucha is in with a kit, and there is enough time for the defuse. Schneider is an absolute hero, saving the day. As the stand-in, what a great response. And the Flusher might be regretting using the burst fire on the Glock there, because the burst on the Glock is definitely unreliable, especially if you have really good aim. The single fire is a much better, much more reliable.
Yeah, absolutely. Worked for Olofmeister, I guess, on the B plateau to get Angel, but now Schneider more or less saving that round. First off, just picking off Olofmeister, because that kind of stops any sort of movement towards B, and then just doing some heroics on that A-bomb site. But Fnatic force buying, and there you can see the sawed-off shotgun coming into play for a JW. And this is pretty impressive stuff. Already gotten control over the B-bomb site with 4 players alive. This is going to be a hellish retake for Hellraisers.
Interesting. Well, maybe not. But JW still alive with a sawn off, and this range is absolutely ideal for him. Although now it's starting to be a little bit precarious. He might have to pull out the pistol. You cannot hit people at this range with that sawn off. It doesn't happen, and you can see JW realizes this. He's pretty much a free target. Oh, no way. Down to 5 HP, gets the dink in the end. That is gutting for JW, but the defuse will come in onto Stico, and Hellraisers will win the round with a quite impressive retake there.
Yeah, very impressive from Oscar and Psycho. And that was about as close as you can get it for an anti-eco hold. And a bit of a pause. Not sure if it's a tactical pause or not. I guess, well, Crims was gone, so not a tactical pause. You just want to play with 5 people, which I guess is understandable. It's a tactically smart thing to do.
Absolutely. We'll have to see whether or not Fnatic...
They're going to force buy, yeah.
Yeah.
They saw how much success they had with the previous buy. They know that the money is an issue for Hellraisers at this point. So, very understandable. I like the fact that they're picking up Molotovs as well, because you could see how well it held the Hellraisers players rotating in from A back from the site initially. So that was that's a good way of going about it. 2 sawed-off shotguns. I guess both JW and Crims will be dropping down into the drop room. I would be very surprised if they actually decided to take it out towards Long Plateau.
I mean, the sawn-off is just horrendous unless you are at the right range. If you're at the right range, it's amazing. It's really good, and the money bonus is great. And that's why it's justifiable in this map, because players play so close to the drop that if you just have to get the kill and you can safely pick up the weapon, and then you get the money bonus and a weapon out of it. So you're playing to throw it away basically.
It's more of a temporary solution.
Yeah, and it's very effective at taking drops. So we'll see Fnatic moving in with Olofmeister. Big push from Hellraisers. Olofmeister was not expecting that. This tempo is very painful for Fnatic. JW's going to have to save the day here. Moving through onto connector, looking for those shots. And again, very, very fickle thing is the range on the sawn-off. And he's going to get sandwiched here. Oh, great reactions coming out of JW. Oscar's still in position, though. He's going to find one frag. Pronax gets the return, and Fnatic realize there could be a clean path to the A-bomb site. And Flusher, he is going to make that so. And the bomb will be planted here for Fnatic. Wow.
And both of the players in Hellraisers rotating, from over towards the middle on towards A. So they might be able to catch Flusher off guard here. I know Flusher, having picked up that P90, is going to make quick work of the 2 remaining players on Hellraiser's side. So there you go. Fnatic's mission accomplished. Managed to break the economy of Hellraisers, and this is the best opportunity they're going to have all game to get back into it.
It's a pretty big deal. Oh, I like this, actually. Stico's going to drop an AWP to Oscar, because his money was really out of sync with his teammates, so he just spent it all on AWP for the Force, and he'll just be on a Deagle. Now, this is something that could really throw Fnatic through a loop, so they've got to be careful here. And here they go. They're going straight in for this push. Olofmeister's there with a quick pre-nade, and the smokes come in to slow down the roll of Fnatic, as Hellraisers can better position around what could be an offense. They don't know for sure. And Oscar is playing alone with the AWP towards the A side of the map, as you would expect him in the normal buy round.
Yeah. It just allows Hellraisers to stack up on that B-bomb site. So, smart decision. Obviously, they're playing quite blind right now. All they've seen really was a couple of nades here and there. They don't have control over drop room. They're just playing it from the outside. But making the right decisions here. More and more people rotating over towards B.
So not having a good time of it, Hellraisers, but they just need to slow Fnatic down enough. And I think that they have, because Oscar's now in position with the AWP. We know what he can do with that thing. There's 3 players there for Fnatic, and they are considering backing away towards A. That was a very smart decision, considering that Oscar is lurking with the AWP, but he has cottoned onto this, and that could be the end of Fnatic. He's going to get an angle onto these players, and I think he just saw a pixel there, and Oscar knows, he sees and knows all, but he's getting tagged, and that's going to be the end of Oscar. So the hopes, they will dwindle, they will plummet massively there as Oscar dies. Kucha is also going to die. Everybody dies.
All doom and gloom.
I'm sad.
Well, Fnatic are going to be happy about that. They get a free op for JW. Seems like, okay, never mind. JW is happy enough going with that sawed off. I don't know. Maybe he's trying to get a shotgun achievement or something for his Steam profile. Could be. He's actually passing up the the sawed off. No, passing up the op for a sawed off. But if he's going to be going down drop room every single time, then it kind of makes sense. It's like you said, it's a temporary thing if need be. You can easily pick up a weapon there and go on from there. You don't really lose too much momentum. And it allows him to be more of a, well, I guess more of a JW type of player, because he can do stuff like that. He can push out aggressively, and if he goes down, it's not the biggest gain for Hellraisers either, because they're going to be sitting there with a sawed-off shotgun.
Yeah, indeed. The only thing is that you worry sometimes that there is despite the transient nature of his buys, that there is like a level of permanence to the fact that he seems to always be on a shotgun anyway. So it's one of those situations that's a little bit interesting. Either way.
Well, Oscar versus 5, probably not going to go the way that he wants it to, but might be able to pick up a kill here if Fnatic goes aggressive. I don't really see any reason for Fnatic to push very aggressive though, trying to hunt for Oscar, because they know that this was a clean kill. And well, he's not even going to get that. It's just going to add to the bankroll of JW at this point. So money's looking pretty good on Fnatic's end right now, and the worrying part from Hellraisers is just the fact that they can't get an op on Oscar, and that's where he's the most effective.
Yeah, it would be pretty important for Oscar to be carrying that AWP. We've seen that he is a mighty force with that thing. He can actually just take down teams by himself at times, and not having it on the A side of the map could be also good news for Fnatic in the sense that they can actually put more pressure on that side with less fear that they are going to go down.
Yeah,
and they can trade more effectively, because usually the AWP is dangerous because of the ranges. You can peek from such long ranges that it's hard to trade against it, and so without an AWP, Fnatic's trade potential goes up.
Not a lot of needs for Hellraisers to work with their end as well, so this could also be a situation where Fnatic realizes the kind of situation Hellraisers find themselves in, and are basically trying to starve them out of as many nades as possible. Either that, or they're afraid of the AWP potentially coming out from Oscar and messing them up real bad. So as of right now, they could pretty much go towards any site and be at a massive advantage, just because they have more nades, and it's going to be so hard for Hellraisers to actually do anything. But right now, it's looking more like something Fnatic did in their pistol round, with 2 people towards the B bomb side, bomb moving slowly up A apps, and I would expect the committed guy towards B, which is JW in this scenario, to go through connector, or go through the window and up connector to try to create some havoc.
Okay, good Molotov to clear the position there for Flusher, make things a bit more simple as the push comes in for Fnatic into A. But there are players already in position here. We'll see Schneider taking the frag onto Crims to make life a bit more difficult. In goes JW though. You can see that he finds the way with these sawn-off shotguns, and now he's found himself an AWP as well. Angel has to clutch this against these 2 players, JW and Flusher, but they are weak. He's actually Flusher. JW swaps out for the sawn-off again. That seems a little bit surprising.
He's committed to the cause right now.
Yeah, Angel could definitely take him down.
Oh, JW spots him out though. That's a big tell.
Oh, there you go.
And he's not even going to care. Just going to go aggressive on him.
And that's why he picked up the sawn-off. You can't do that with an AWP.
I wonder if he's going to drop it off. Yeah, he's actually just going to give it to Olafmeister and continue with the sawed-off. Well, this must be super frustrating to play versus it as well. You get into the mindset like, oh, JW's only getting frags because he's using this stupid gun.
It's one thing. I mean, you can see the justification from it, because he builds so much bank, and again, like you say, it's like having the Tech 9. You get a guy that can just run and almost a throwaway, which is actually quite important on some maps like which have choke points like this, and we'll get a good positive trade there for Fnatic. They are anti-eco though, so they should be able to get in the bomb site a bit more easily than this. Things not going so well for them actually. I mean, they lost a player. Yeah, and they still aren't in the bomb site. That's the tell. Well, things not going as planned.
Well, again, they only lost the sawed-off, so they still have a ton of firepower to work with. Schneider, gonna go down to Pronex. That would have been a big kill for them. But now the B bomb site is open. Only Oscar left. With just a pistol to boot.
Yeah, this is definitely gone quite according to plan. I mean, Fnatic slowed it down quite a lot after losing JW, and rightly so. Although Olafmeister and Pronex both could definitely have died there. It was just a game of margins. Yeah, the smallest margins in the battles that they took. And Hellraisers, Oscar, he's looking for a frag. Maybe he can get himself a weapon.
There's 2 low HP people here. Well, finds Pronex. Olafmeister around the corner with 3 HP, but Obviously, hard for Oscar to be aware of that. He's just sticking out. Yeah, he's just sticking out. He's either gonna die, get people himself, or gonna try to make them die with the bomb.
Ooh, he's found himself the AK. Very well done by Oscar. Can he keep it alive? Flash. Oh, he will. Wow, he actually gets the kill and recovers an AK. That's nice.
It's pretty impressive stuff. And, well, it's buy time. I'm wondering if he's going to drop it and then get an op for himself, or maybe Angel buys the op for him. I would assume he drops the... Oh, actually, they're just not going to go with any ops at all. And I actually think I would have preferred to see Oscar drop that AK for Angel, buy an op himself, and take it from there. Again, early aggression, yeah, in some bed.
Yeah, and it's going to result in the entry from Crims. No. That is just disgusting. Crims takes a frag through the smoke, and that's a wrap for Hellraisers on the A defense. That's it.
That's the round.
That's it. There's nothing you can do now.
Now it's all about staying alive with those weapons. If you're Hellraisers.
Oh dear. How's their money looking?
It's gonna be pretty poor. Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Only Oscar.
Fnatic
save that AK.
They can just go with everybody to just hunt down these players. Yeah. It's absolutely worth it for them to do that.
They already have one guy up by, I guess, the palace area. It's Olafmeister lurking about with that op. Ooh, actually tags up Schneider down to 17 HP. And, well, it seems like Fnatic are pretty reluctant to go hunting here, which is somewhat surprising given the bank they've built up, and but the fact that they should be aware of what kind of situation the Hellraisers find themselves in. It's not really a big deal to give up that many weapons in a situation like that, unless they really fear the Hellraisers players with AKs in their hands. That could be the only justification, really, to not go for the aggression and try to hunt them down.
Yeah. Well, we have Oscar on the AWP, so perhaps they can find salvation within that. And Fnatic, they'll be challenging towards A again. They've been finding quite a lot of success here, so they're going to keep it going. But again, the difference is Oscar having the AWP now towards this this side of the map. The AWP is quite a strong weapon.
Yeah, even JW has swapped out his sawed-off for an AWP. Stuff is being changed around. I'm not really sure if we're going to see JW drop into drop zone with this one. Then again, I guess we can't put it past them.
That is exactly what he basically did exactly the same thing with the Mags and the Sonos as he did with York in the last rounds.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised either. And it looks like it's going the way of Hellraisers here. They're able to get the picks, find the picks with the AWP and the rifle of Angel towards the A side of the map. So Fnatic are getting thinned out here. They can't win the picking battle. And JW has indeed gone down drop. He's found himself the pick onto Kucha, and he could definitely forge a way back in for Fnatic. Oh, the jump! But JW is going to catch it. Like shooting clay pigeons all day. And 3 versus 3 now. Fnatic are once again alive in this round. Schneider goes in though, and he could go for the knife if he wants to, but JW will fall to his rifle. Fnatic's in with the refrag onto Oscar. And things looking very interesting right now. Seeker is in a fantastic position. This is basically round over. This kind of a position. Gets the pick there. Flushes on 2 HP.
10 seconds left.
And Hellraisers have got this one.
Yeah, there's no way they can use this. There we go. Schneider finishes it off. Actually with an op. Probably meant for Oscar in the upcoming round. And well, Hellraisers claw their way one step closer to actually defeating Fnatic on Cobble, which would be a pretty impressive feat. Especially with the stand-in.
We called it.
Well, yeah, I mean, we did bet on Hellraisers, so obviously this is as expected.
Expected for us, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, happened.
Well, JW going back to the Kraken. Op didn't work out too well.
The Kraken.
He's just committed. It's insane. Well, JW goes down, so Fnatic down a man already. But now more force is being put towards that B bomb side. Olaf's not alone anymore, but Angel does pick up one frag, but Crims returns with 2 on his own.
Yeah, and Olafmeister's there as well. And all of a sudden, Fnatic have a strong advantage into this one.
Yeah.
Olafmeister is pretty badass, and it comes to Counter-Strike. Take down 3 players in quick succession. The old Olaf Crims 1-2 punch. And that is that for Hellraisers. Their economy is now in tatters. And you would expect Fnatic to be able to close, or be able to find a close from this kind of a position.
Yeah.
Hellraisers need that singular eco, and then they're going to be on something around 4K, so their money's not even going to be that fantastic. I think Snyder has a bit of money, but yeah, definitely a little bit painful for them.
Curious to see whether or not Schneider's going to drop an op or if they're going to go with okay then. All right. After his CT side that felt pretty dire from Fnatic's point of view, they're just fully swinging right now.
Yeah, definitely looking good for the Fnatic side. Swedes.
I'm just going to pick up a kill, so that's a bit more money in the bank for him. But the round is pretty much over. Oscar, I guess, could be looking for an exit frag here and there. Try to get some more bonus money with that sawed-off shotgun. But I think a round win is definitely out of the question. So we should be looking at 13-13 here, and Fnatic tying it all up.
It's fair to get, right? That is correct. Okay, good. Where did you get swallows from?
No, Sverige.
I
thought you said Sverige.
I was definitely saying, for the record, Sverige, which means Sweden and not swallows.
No, not swallows.
Oh.
Swallow.
Okay, that is
even worse.
That's a lot worse. Yeah, I was Sverige.
There we go.
There
that
we
hard
are.
G.
I'm getting it in there. Oh my god, we're doing phrasing.
Well, JW opting to not go for the Kraken this time around. That's pretty much like the most fascinating thing for me to watch for this time around. And Oscar did get his hands on an op. But this is pretty much the final stand for Hellraisers because they're in a situation where whenever they lose a buy round, they're straight back to eco. They can never really get into a situation where they've had enough money loss bonus because that's just not how it works on the CT side. Like the equipment is too expensive. And Fnatic, they don't really have a care in the world. They can buy up regardless of what happens for the remainder of the game. And, well, Fnatic setting up for a B push here. And an extremely passive hold from Hellraisers here. Pretty much one man on site, and he's already gone. That's Angel. Taken away from the bomb site, and pretty easy plant coming up from Fnatic. So we're going to need to see a pretty impressive after plant situation from Hellraisers very soon.
Yeah, this is looking pretty strong right now for Fnatic. There's really no way to retake this. Again, Flusher in, drops Deco at the drop zone, and there's bunny hopping players all over the place. Oscar is left with an unwinnable situation. Thank you, teammates. Thank you very much. Thank you. So, it's just about survival now. Survival of the fittest. Oh dear.
Well, this is really smart from Oscar, though.
Oh, gonna have to shoot. But he knows where those two players pass by. And he might very well keep himself alive. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Okay.
Valiant effort.
Yeah, Fnatic in with a strong situation. They should be on match point from this position. Anti-eco to be played, and holy moly, JW bought an AK-47.
Yeah.
What is this?
The worst part for Hellraisers right now is that obviously you never want to play for overtime, but what can you realistically be able to do versus a fully bought up Fnatic and only pistols? You're not even going to get that many nades to work with. So I actually respect the fact that they're going for the overtime. They know that they've had so many struggles holding back Fnatic even with weapons that it's the only way they can potentially pick the rounds.
And you also have to respect their anti-eco and also the audacity that they have with the way that JW can play the shotgun. Because that kind of does change the dynamic on the anti-force spy. It's harder to play against that with those pistols. So Hellraisers is definitely in quite a predicament.
For sure, you might be able to find a frag. Not going to happen. So Schneider, last man alive. I guess. Well, it's better to survive with a 5-7 than to die for no reason.
Yeah, you give the opponents money, and you lose the 5-7.
Yeah.
I mean.
So, maybe Schneider's just going to camp it out, but it seems like he's pushing aggressively.
Can we get a exit frag and a weapon?
It's just posted up behind a corner here. Pretty cheeky position. Alright, then there. I'm not sure if the bullet goes through, though. But in any case, might find AW, and that's an AK. If he's able to hold on to that, that's a big win for them. Whoa. Can't make it out in time. Pronix gonna find his ex-teammate.
Ooh, well, 15-13 now. Fnatic on the edge They're on the peak. They've climbed the mountain. They're about to plant their flag in the top. And so we'll have to see whether or not they can make this work right here and right now, because Hellraisers have picked up the AWP on Oscar again. Maybe Hellraisers have learned something. Oscar will in fact get the kill onto Pronax straight away, and Fnatic will once again be delayed by grenades as they approach the B plateau. And there's nothing much to do other than wait. It's a little bit like Inferno.
Yeah.
Like there's a smoke grenade. Can't go through that. Guess I gotta wait.
And Hellraisers on their end have decided to boost it. One guy up on B plateau. JW with that Kraken, man.
That is just absolutely just ridiculous. Yeah. That is so... I mean, look at this. He's created so much space for his team. Oscar's going to have to come in here. Great shot there onto Crims. He probably has to just push straight through the smoke here. He's going to go for it. Can't waste any time. 2 versus 1 now. Stiko needs to clutch this. He has a kit, but he's on half HP. And he's up against 2 players, Flusher and Olafmeister. This is a hard clutch and a half. 13 HP now as he gets the first frag. Flusher's the last man standing here for Fnatic. He is fully healthed up. Stiko has found himself an AK-47, so that's an upgrade as far as the rifles goes. And Flusher's in with the peek. He's going to find the headshot instantly there to Stiko. 16-13, Fnatic will reign victorious. And they definitely need all the points that they can get in the league tables at the moment, because they haven't been having the best time of it. They need to pretty much win all their matches. I think they've got maybe like they can maybe lose 2 matches.
They've got 5 wins now, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So they definitely need to shape up if they want to qualify for the finals at DreamHack Winter. But in the end, they managed to get their stuff together. They managed to kind of reconvene and play the way we expect them to play. That T side was really, really good for them. Obviously, it's super hard to play CT side on Cobble when you're not your full team. Your rotation times are going to be iffy, but even so, I don't think you can't really pin that loss on Schneider, because he did a phenomenal job throughout that T half. Saved so many rounds that it's just unfortunate. But then again, I guess we can't really expect Hellraisers to beat Fnatic on Cobble, even though we bet on them.
Hey,
we expected them to win, but you can't expect them to win. That makes sense, right?
I'm disappointed. That's our first screw up, man.
It's the first time we've actually failed it.
And now the streak is gone. I don't know if there's anything left to live for. So guys, actually I can't end on a note like that. That's way too grim. So guys, thank you for watching. We hope you have enjoyed tonight's games. And of course, if you are sticking around, if you're from North America and you've been sticking around for the European matches, of course, there will be North American Counter-Strike for the FACEIT League coming up in a couple hours. So please stay with us. Follow the channel as well if you have been enjoying the Counter-Strike action and you're a new viewer to FACEIT TV. But that is all from me and Halvor for now, or at least for a couple hours. We'll see you in a bit.